Tonight, we pull the mask off a digital fingerprint left in plain sight. You see, it's not just about what's said, it's about what's shown, what's uploaded, and what's hiding behind file names. You know, I found something that is long and cryptic and a string. Mhm. That's not a glitch. That's a breadcrumb trail. It's called a UUID. I'll tell you what that is. A digital file from the court's own system, accessed, downloaded, and paraded around like a trophy by DForDigitalFile. I'll say everything allegedly until I show you the receipt. And if you think that was accidental, you don't know how court portals work. So tonight we dig into the truth. It's D is for digital file. All right. So, as I was going through some of the definitely, what do we call them? Dirty, deleted files. The ones that people want hidden, even by their own definition, as I was going through multiple files. So, last week, because I guess we're into the beginning of a new week, I put up on my community wall, I asked the question with some various posts. I said, what do these have in common? Someone accused me in another federal case of collusion, colluding with someone. They didn't show any receipts, they just made up a bunch of stuff. You want to know what collusion looks like? Look closely. Allegedly. Documents that these numbers don't even show up on something that's like printed. It's electronically accessed. Somebody has access to court documents that are not supposed to be accessible. Even in my case, Now, look, if you have a computer right now, you see that website there? It happened to be on the bottom of Nene Leak's photo. There it is, with a .aspx on it as part of the string. Oh, that's so you can put that website in right now. And you know what's going to take you to? The Third Judicial Circuit of Michigan. Zoom virtual meetings. You know, I just wonder, how did my private court hearing for the PPO get leaked? The picture, the copyright, that's part of my case. The one that was used on deep fake pornography. How did someone access? How did someone load that? How did someone get access to these private records in real time to watch the hearing or get these files downloaded? You see, it says yesterday, 6:59 p.m. That was when. Remember when we were waiting for the answer from the judge? Somebody made a video called Black Tea Sector Teddy Bundy, the Real Tea, April the 9th? Look what's at the bottom of it. This was shown somewhere else. Somebody had access. It's right there in black and white. How would they have even known about the portal and where? Because I didn't give that information out. I didn't share it with anyone. I didn't show any court, nothing. And we know someone that likes to search and get access to court records, but private records. Well, that's something different. A personal protection order hearing by a petitioner, that's closed to the public. And even if you go and look up my name, or if you know the petitioner's name, it won't come up. Important. Use of cell phones or electronic devices during virtual court hearings. There shall be no recording of court proceedings without the judge's or referee's permission. Virtual court hearings are subject to the same rules as hearings conducted within a courtroom or referee hearing room. Meaning, just because it's virtual does not mean that it's not, like being in a real court. Like where you can't carry the phones into the courthouse, into the courtroom. They check all that stuff, right? It's on the document. It says all cell phones and electronic devices must be on silent. There shall be no recording or photographing of people in the courthouse, which includes the virtual court hearing, without their consent. No one shall use a cell phone or other portable electronic device to communicate in any way with any courtroom participant, including but not limited to a party. Oh, let's remove this so you can see it. A party, a witness, or juror at any time during any court proceedings. So then, how is it that within it was moments, literally, from when the judge came in with the order and the decision of D for denied, that someone took D for Danielle, took to her web page, her YouTube, and could virtually describe, even before showing that picture, she could describe what was going on in the hearing. Oh, she could describe it. And she was pausing, like almost, looking at something or watching something. Because we know those photographs ended up in her hands because they are now part of the case. I had put into the record just a snapshot, but I have been looking for the actual lost footage. If you look at that video, if you had it, and eventually we'll get it in. Hopefully, I'm waiting. See, I got to wait, but I have to also, I can talk about this because it's very important. It's D for digital file. It's not hacking or anything. No, it puts the person or persons together because somebody shared that information. Nene. And you know what's interesting about this one? There's something over here too. You see that hashtag #1? That means something. You see, when you put in that website, Zoom virtual meetings, and then it tells you about joining and clicking and viewing and all that, how to dial in. How would people know phone numbers if they were part of it? Or did someone Somebody absolutely use a camera, or a cell phone, or a recording device and had access to that court hearing, and it got out, and that was private information. And the petitioner raised their hand just like I raised my hand and swore to the judge that, we understood, no recording, none of that. Also, that was on the 9th, the hearing, right? Almost a week earlier, there was a post that was made already talking about this hearing with my legal name attached to it and posted to their website. In addition, there was another video. It had the title name, The Three Stooges was part of it. And it was all about three people, myself included, who were having hearings on the 9th. One was Trees, one was Jaguar, and I was the third person. She made a video before the court hearing. How did she know that I had a hearing on the 9th? Who informed her? Already publicizing, already defaming, already putting out there that a personal protection order was against me. That's what you call disinformation. It's D for digital file. But when she was showing something inside of that video that is now deleted, this is what you call a dirty delete and a real receipt. Because I listened to another video of hers earlier where she was talking about what a dirty delete is and that I'm mischaracterizing. She didn't say mischaracterizing, but that I didn't know what a dirty delete is. Well, this one I do know. Okay? Because she gave the definition. It's something that's deleted that you don't want to be out there. And she deep sixed this video, which connects her, links her, and the petitioner with timestamps and dates. Oh, there's something else that links it to. Because maybe we just, maybe I'm just hoping. I don't know. I can't get ahead of this, right? But when I came across that, okay, it's inside of the video. That's from a page inside the video. But I had to zoom in on it. because now I'm looking really closely at these videos, not just listening to the words, but I'm looking at everything in the videos because there's breadcrumbs, right? There's a slip up. There's gotta be a slip up somewhere, even if it's so tiny that I had to get zoom in. I was like, what is that? I said, that looks like some numbers. I wonder what that means. I wonder what that little block is off to the left. Oh, you can't scrub it. No. You can't scrub it. It's there. And guess what? That UUID in the top left corner, you see it. Let me look on the screen. It's 3. I've kind of got it blurred out a little bit. It's a string of numbers. 3 and something and another letter and a number and a number and a 2 and a number 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 and a number. It's a long string. What I found out is it is a court-generated fingerprint proving the document was pulled directly from a Michigan court system, CMS Public. And the court system, CMS Public, and then it has an extension that ASPX. I'm not a computer wizard, but there are other people that are, that work in that area. Well, that ASPX, that cap extension, let's go back to it. Let's see. You see that? After default ASPX dot ASPX. That's a Microsoft dynamic web file, they call it. And it's not a public PDF download, but a page generated from an authenticated court system. I wonder, do people know people in the court? Or are they in the court system? How are they getting around? How are they getting through the back door? Did someone give them access? How did they get access to records that aren't public? It would have to be like 1, 2, 3. It's just so many ways. It's somehow somebody got access to records that aren't public electronically. It seems that's a violation. It's like that's not lawful. So prohibited materials being live streamed and Truth Teller Danny, Cash App, also streaming. Oh, I forgot. John said that's his, right? That she didn't have anything to do with that. So you mean John was benefiting? You mean John? You mean John was benefiting because John didn't know anything about this, but John was benefiting from something that was prohibited, allegedly. Oh, I have the video, guys. I have the video. So if John wants to say that's not true, and John wants to say, but I don't know about anything, and John knows Jane, and Jane knows John, somebody got paid for it. So when people say, what does the Cash App have to do with that? What are you talking about? You didn't bring it up. You didn't read. You apparently did not read the complaint. So we've got prohibited private information being exploited on just after the ruling comes out. Pre-announced a week in advance. And now I'm being accused of collusion. I'll show you what collusion looks like. And yeah, John, I wouldn't make anything up because John said, well, John doesn't know anything about any of this. But John is linked. He's the one to the Cash App. You see why part of this for me, when they're saying, oh, I don't have anything to do with that. I'm just, didn't anybody know about John either? And I never talked about John. I only talked about one individual as it related to that. And I've never changed on that. Oh, but we digress. We can go back. Let's go back. Zoom court links, by the way, are not searchable or publicly listed. Zoom court links are not searchable or publicly listed. So accessing it requires an invitation or being a party to the case or backdoor access. So nobody can say, well, I just looked it up and I just came up with these numbers and No. That's not how they would have gotten that number. Somebody gave them access, or somebody lifted the information, recorded it on a phone, or made them party to the conversation, to the court hearing. Some way it happened. Let me wrap this up. So again, Zoom court links, they're not searchable, they're not publicly listed, yet somebody had access to it because it requires an invitation or being a party to the case or backdoor access. It's like, you only have so many options there. So the document that D for Danielle displayed, it was watermarked or labeled with a unique digital ID, just like the court CMS system attaches to secure downloads. So this April the 9th reaction video that attempts to mislead viewers, claiming that the judge ruled mutual combat, even though the court plainly denied the PPO. You see, D for digital forensics don't lie. Timestamps, file strings, and court domain links all support that somebody recorded, uploaded, or manipulated court records. It's all there. It just has to be, sorted out. And this isn't digital drama. It's digital evidence. And tonight, well, the file speaks louder than any voice in the black tea sector. I think that's why, maybe it is important to save a few videos, because you never know how important maybe just one might be. Because too much has been said and it's false, and people believe everything but the truth, even when it's right in their face. Well, we'll see. Again, I don't know what, how the judge is going to rule. I really don't. I just don't. And I've said anything can happen from day to day. But I've also said, if I say anything on this platform, on this mic, you better know that I have a receipt. And if I talk about something and I haven't shown, you better know I'm looking for it, because I've seen it. And you better know that there's probably more out there. And it just takes time to get to it. It's D for digital file. Analyze this mess, because somebody has to say it. Okay. So that I can make it even more plain. So those of you who are in the bushes and will run with your bones, I just want you to get something correct. Okay? There's maybe 3 or 4 things. So, if D for Danielle wasn't a named party, and she wasn't, then either the PPO petitioner gave her access, or she illegally accessed the system, or she received a digital copy from someone who had privileged access to the system. It's really, it's not much. I don't know how you get around there. The documents that were shown on the screen, the string, that was accessed through restricted means. That's it. And there's a digital trace on it. You know, the link. Yeah. The portal. That's it. Somebody has access to court records. Back door. I really believe that. But we will find out. That's it for me. Biggest bear hugs go out to all the grizzlies and the honey bears. Please hit the like on your way out. Join me sometime tomorrow when I come back. Don't know if it's going to be in the morning or not. We will probably have more news to cover on the strikes. But for now, this is what I wanted to talk about. Okay? So, welcome. It's Monday, June 23rd. Yeah. That's it for me. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. Good night.